Tonight, here's what people are talking about.
He told me he was falling in love with me, and he told Rachel.
It was a Bachelor cry fest of unprecedented proportions. Who will Clayton pick? And what happened when Clayton met with his parents?
You screwed the pooch, in my opinion.
Is Dolly Parton Rock and Roll Hall of Fame worthy? She says no. I say yes, and we make the case for her.
When we first heard that Dolly took her name out of the nominations, we think, okay, what is she, crazy?
From refugee to the runway Oksana Kononets, 5-day journey to the U.S. just 2 days after the Russian bombing began, all while in a wheelchair.
In this position, we arrived 11 hours.
Plus, for all these years, we've called her Gabrielle.
My family calls me Nikki.
Mind blown, she tells us why as people start right now. Welcome to People, everybody. I'm Kay Adams. The first part of the Bachelor finale was last night, and for what I hear, it was drama. Jeremy here to fill me in. What is that face?
Who knew that they could actually have the most dramatic finale? It's happening. It's underway. There were more tears in last night's episode than some Bachelors see in an entire season. Clayton convinced both Gabby and Rachel to stay and meet his family, and he came to a shattering revelation by the end of that episode.
He told me he was falling in love with me, and he told Rachel.
The tears were flowing in Iceland after Clayton told Rachel and Gabby what happened with Susie.
I was in love with her. And I was in love with each of you two. I am in love with both of you.
After the shocking moment, Clayton spoke with each of them individually. Rachel could hardly get words out.
I feel like our love is so worth it, but it's just like I don't know if I can handle it.
While Gabby seemed more angry than upset.
Ultimately, whoever I pick, I love the most.
Yeah. For him saying, the woman I walk out with is the woman I love the most, wrong answer.
They resumed the rose ceremony from hell, and Rachel accepted her rose right away. But Gabby shocked everyone.
Gabby, will you accept this rose?
I can't. I'm sorry.
Fans cheered her on for speaking her mind, but after another discussion with Clayton, he convinced her to stay and meet his family.
Will you accept this rose?
Yeah.
Clayton reunited with his mom, dad, and 2 brothers who were in utter disbelief when they learned Clayton was in love with 3 women.
I love you no matter what happens, but you have screwed the pooch, in my opinion.
Both Gabby and Rachel enjoyed their time getting to know Clayton's family.
I really do see myself fitting in with Clayton's family. Knowing that I could have missed out on all of that is really devastating. So I do think I made such a good decision.
But being with his family gave Clayton some unexpected clarity.
I've just realized in my heart where it's at. My heart's here with these women, and now my heart's out beyond these walls with Susie.
After dropping his bomb, Clayton's parents dropped some truth bombs of their own.
Clayton, when somebody walks away from you, they're walking away from you and they're done. It's finished. I think you're too caught up in the one that got away.
She could have walked out at any moment. She could have walked out.
She did walk out.
Clayton is determined to follow his heart. At the end of the episode, Jesse let him know there is still hope.
Clayton, Susie's still in Iceland.
All right, so tonight's the actual finale, the last night. Will Susie take him back? That's one question. Will we see an engagement? Will I be glued to my TV?
Well, yeah.
Of course I will. And tomorrow I'll speak to Clayton himself about all the fallout from the finale. I've got some questions.
You pulled an interview with Clayton?
we gotta make it happen. We gotta have
incredible.
the questions answered.
Now, you were Team Rachel, but I heard in the control room before the show, you can't be this shifty, come on.
No, after the developments of last night, we're pushing for Susie now. It feels like that's definitely what's going to have to happen.
It's just like that, Team Suze for you?
Not my fault.
Man, sounds like
Clayton's fault.
All men are the same. All right, now.
Yeah,
thanks,
shifty.
Jeremy. Looking forward to that tomorrow. Now to Dolly Parton. She shocked everyone by bowing out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nomination, saying, how about this? She's not worthy? What?
When we first heard that Dolly took her name out of the nominations, we think, okay, what is she, crazy? I mean, this woman is the most prolific songwriter and performer, so what does she exactly mean here?
I know everyone was wondering, what is she talking about? Dolly does everything, including rock. She put out a statement clarifying what exactly she wanted to get across, and she's just saying, of course, I'm flattered, thank you so much, but I don't feel like I've earned that right yet. There are others much more deserving, and basically she doesn't want to jeopardize other nominees' chances. For example, if a bunch of her votes were split and then, others lose out. So she's being Dolly.
So when she says, I haven't earned the right just yet, does she mean she wants to get a little bit rock and roll right now?
Yeah, she's down to get rock and roll. She's saying she hasn't made a rock album yet. She will possibly do that. And with the support of her husband, she thinks that she may make one. He's a huge rock fan, apparently. And so it might be coming.
Music purists would say Rock and Roll Hall of Fame means just rock and rollers, but that's not the case, right? There are musicians from all different genres who have been inducted and who are also nominees, right?
Absolutely. So Jay-Z, Notorious B.I.G., clearly not the traditional rock and rollers. And the nominees this year include Tribe Called Quest, Kate Bush, Eminem. But yeah, it's not just traditional rock and rollers, if you will.
So could this be an argument then that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame should maybe change their name?
Maybe Music Hall of Fame is better suited.
The inductees will be announced in May, and the ceremony will take place in the fall. And we have Grammy news to get to. Brothers Osborne, BTS, Brandi Carlile, Billie Eilish, Lil Nas X with Jack Harlow, and Olivia Rodrigo, all set to perform. How about that? What a lineup. The Grammys air live on CBS with host Trevor Noah. That's on Sunday, April 3rd from Las Vegas.
We turned our two families into one. And we made all our dreams come true.
I can't wait to see this. The talented Gabrielle Union stars opposite Zach Braff in the Disney Plus remake of Cheaper by the Dozen. Shagun joins me with more. These are two that I love together.
No, it is a fun movie, Kay. In the film, Gabrielle and Zach work to wrangle their blended family filled with 10 kids. Gabrielle used her own blended family with three-time NBA champ Dwayne Wade as an inspiration for the role. It's almost been 20 years since the remake that had Steve Martin. Why do you think that this film should be done every 20 years?
I think we have more of an emphasis on diversity and inclusion. We're making content for the world, and the world needs to see themselves reflected. Our families come in all shapes and sizes, and we don't always get to see all different kinds of families celebrated. My pregnancy was planned. The outcome, however, was not. Twins.
And you were the perfect actress to do this because, life imitates art. Your real life is also a blended family, So do the kids call you stepmom? Are you Gabby?
People who are close to me call me Nikki. So that's what the kids call me.
Nikki is a shortened version of Gabrielle's middle name, Monique.
My youngest just learned our real names. So she likes to tell everyone our full government names. This is my mom, Gabrielle Union Wade. This is my father, three-time NBA champion. No.
Well, let's talk about this shady baby. She is a star alongside you in a lot of these Instagram posts. Where did that come from?
That is just her. From birth, she looked like she had been here before and was over it already. But it was just funny. And we just wanted to create a space for a little Black girl to just exist, whether that's to smile or to wear an Elsa gown at soccer practice, or to just give shade all day, every day, or to tell her mama that her breast stinks. My breast stinks? Yeah. We allow her to be her full self. Yeah.
Kavia inspired a series of children's books titled Shady Baby about an adorable kid who always keeps it real. I have one of those at home. Cheaper by the Dozen begins streaming on Disney Plus this Friday.
Shagun, thank you as always. We move now to the silhouetted star.
And here we go with the clues for today. You think you know who it is just based on the outline there, the silhouette? It's a pretty good guess, probably. His fans think this superstar should run for president. He has dual citizenship for the U.S. and Canada. He has a degree in criminology. And again, I think the silhouette is a pretty good clue as well, but the big, and we mean big, reveal is later.
I get tweets sometimes when I guess now, and so I'm not gonna guess, but if you don't know this, You need to watch more People the TV
Softball.
show. That's all I'm
Softball.
going to say. Jeremy, appreciate you. You're awesome. Great job as always. Coming up, meet Tinks, the TikTok star with a degree from Stanford and a master's in fashion journalism from Parsons.
As soon as I made my first video, I was like, this is what I'm supposed to do with my life.
And later, a dream come true for Oksana Kononets from refugee to the runway after escaping the war in Ukraine.
I came to USA and came and participate in Runaway in this show because it was my dream.
Rich Mom Starter Pack, Brooklyn Edition. So you and your indie movie director husband are loaded. You're too intellectual for Manhattan. So you move to Brooklyn. It's what you'll need to fit in with all the other rich moms.
If you're scrolling through TikTok, you might see content creator Christina Najjar, better known as Tinks. The 31-year-old rose to fame during the pandemic and has 1.5 million followers and counting. She's become known as TikTok's big sister, and she's exclusively opening up to people about how she got here. Meet Tinks, everybody.
I think what you see is what you got with me. So when people feel like they know me and what's going on in my life, they do.
Tinks' road to social media stardom began in May 2020. She'd recently moved to LA with a degree from Stanford and a master's in fashion journalism from Parsons. Making TikToks changed everything for her.
And as soon as I made my first video, I was like, this is what I'm supposed to do with my life. I've been looking for this feeling, like this feeling of creative fulfillment in so many different jobs. That's why I always tell my followers, like, it's okay if you don't figure it out when you're 21.
Her advice to her younger followers covers all the bases, from boys to Botox to dealing with anxiety and focusing on self-love.
I've always been an advice giver, but I'll say this, I also love to ask for advice, and I think that those are really two sides of the same coin. Like, I really trust my friends. I come to them when I'm struggling, and in turn, I like to pass it on. I'm 31 now. I truly didn't feel like I liked myself truly until I was 29. And now girls write to me all the time, they're like, how come you're so comfortable now? Like, what's the trick? What's the, whatever. If I could go back and tell my 24-year-old self, like, oh my God, you're perfect, like, stop worrying.
In addition to her advice, Tinks is probably best known for her Rich Mom Starter Pack series, which pokes fun at wealthy lifestyles in affluent cities.
Here's what you'll need to fit in with all the other new money. Oh, I mean rich moms. $30 million condo at the Four Seasons. Something that screams, I'm single and 23, even though you're 40 and have 4 kids. Have a baby. Not because you want one, but that you can push your stroller to As Quoted and hang out with the other rich moms.
This series earned her A-list fans like Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, and Gwyneth Paltrow, who joined her for a TikTok.
Rich Mom Starter Pack, Brentwood Edition. Actually, I need a little help with this one.
Tinks, I got this. Here's what you're gonna need to fit in with all the other rich Brentwood moms.
Talk about a pinch me moment. I truly sometimes watch that video back and I'm just like, wow, this happened. This is nuts.
And where does she see this fame taking her in the next 10 years?
I want to evolve. Like 10 years ago, we didn't have TikTok. So imagine what we're gonna have in 10 years. So whatever platform, whatever they're worried about, whatever they want, whatever they find funny, I want to be delivering that just on a bigger scale.
Tinks is launching a new SiriusXM podcast called It's Me, Tinks, and a live radio show which will both serve advice to her fans. Now, coming up here on People, the TV show, she escaped the war in Ukraine in a wheelchair and ended up in Hollywood at the Runway of Dreams fashion show.
In the morning, I remember I woke up and Mama came to here. Mama say, start war everywhere in Ukraine, bombed 30 kilometers from us.
But first up, Spider-Man No Way Home has pulled in a whopping $1.8 billion at the worldwide box office. It's the most by any movie over the past 2 years. Well, it is out on digital today, and it's going to be available on 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, or DVD on April 12th, loaded with over 80 minutes of extras. And tonight, only we have exclusive outtakes with Tom Holland, Zendaya, and Jamie Foxx.
Whoa! Save me, MJ! Okay, meow. You've been rolling this whole time. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Sorry. Yes.
It is weird staring at you for that long.
Some excitement backstage for a quadriplegic Ukrainian model at last week's Runway of Dreams fashion show. My beautiful friend Sandra joining us from LA right now with her inspiring story.
Kay, it was a life or death moment for Oksana Kononets, who told me she was determined to be part of this amazing show no matter what it took, and she made it. What was the moment like for you when they handed you flowers and the crowd was cheering for you? Describe that moment.
This moment was very good, very shining moment for me.
A dream come true for Oksana Kononets, modeling in the Runway of Dreams adapted fashion show after narrowly escaping the nightmare in Ukraine. Why was it so important to make it to Runway of Dreams?
The main message that is power, is beauty, and equal.
As happy as she was on the runway, Oksana says that on the inside, her heart was breaking for her family back in Ukraine. She and her mother began their harrowing 5-day journey to Poland, the Netherlands, and finally the United States, just 2 days after the Russian bombing began.
We stand, a big crowd was in train, and in this position we arrived 11 hours to the west of Ukraine. 11 hours.
Her close friend Jonathan Chuang helped facilitate their travel.
At first, they didn't have any plans to go to Poland, but it was when it got dangerous, when the bombs were exploding like really near her neighborhood, that her mom said, you know, let's go.
In the morning, I remember I woke up and Mama came to here. Mama say, start war. Everywhere in Ukraine, bombed 30 kilometers from us.
The journey was made even more difficult because Oksana is in a wheelchair, paralyzed after breaking her neck in a 5-story fall when she was 19. Do you remember feeling that you couldn't move?
Yes. I woke up and I was totally paralyzed.
Ow.
I can't move anything. My shoulders also was paralyzed. I can't do anything, and also I can't to breathe without mask.
Without oxygen, you couldn't breathe. You wanted to die.
Yes, I was very scared.
Oksana didn't let her disability stop her. She pursued beauty pageants and became Ukraine's first quadriplegic model, representing the country on runways around the world. You have been such a massive, huge advocate for people with disabilities. Why is that so important to you?
For me, it's important to live your life, not to be only being in this world, to live this life full.
To watch the full show, the virtual global premiere is tonight at 7 Eastern on the Runway of Dreams YouTube channel. Kay?
Thank you so much, Sandra. Powerful, inspiring stuff from you, as always. Sending my love to LA and sending my love to my left for a guy who thinks he's going to stump me on this one. So
well,
it's very cute.
I'm going to say silhouette star for today is maybe an easy one just to get everyone involved. To get people excited, here are the clues one more time, just in case you need them. His fans think that he should run for president. Maybe it's been teased a little bit that he would possibly, who knows. He has dual citizenship for the U.S. and Canada, has a degree in criminology, and he's also very strong and wrestles. Or used to.
David Spade?
Almost.
The Rock.
It's Dwayne The Rock Johnson, everybody, commonly confused with David Spade.
Oh, man, you got me confused on the wrestling, the strength, all of it.
All of that. Just the young Rock is why we're talking about. Season 2 of that show is tonight at 8 on NBC.
Well
we love
done
Dwayne Johnson.
By you. I mean, litter police? Anybody? Nobody sees these infractions piling up here? Justin Hartley. What does he think of Milo Ventimiglia's directing job on tonight's This Is Us? Find out in tonight's One Last Thing next.
You know, when Madison's not around, they're here with me, and they're up all night, they're crying.
You just gotta parent with confidence, Kev. You know, they really respond to that kind of energy.
Wow, who's directing that episode of This Is Us Tonight at 9 on NBC? None other than Milo Ventimiglia. So what was it like taking directions from a co-star? Well, Adriana Costa spoke with Justin Hartley and his wife Sophia at the Critics' Choice Awards. Enjoy this, enjoy that episode, and good night, everybody.
He's got a great vision, he's got a good eye, obviously. He's smart, he's efficient, he's thoughtful, and he's also open to change. He'll audible at a moment's notice. He doesn't come in with a closed mind. He comes in with an idea, and if I have an idea or someone else might have an idea and he thinks that idea might be better, he'll audible in 2 seconds. And he's a selfless director. He's
also very good looking.
I didn't notice any of that, but
I don't know if you saw that, and I didn't know if you knew that. Like sometimes he comes out of the gym and like shows off those legs.
I never noticed it. I don't think that's true.
He's just really not.
I don't think he's very good looking at all.
These two together, right?
But I think he's got a great personality. Yeah.
I was like, that personality really shines.
Yeah.